but let's talk about the wait, a long one, 500 years of wait, which has finally ended. Ram Lalla returning to his abode. The idol of Ram Lalla was installed in the sanctum sanctorum of the Ram temple in Ayodhya. The 51-inch tall black stone idol of the 5-year-old Ram was placed on a pristine white marble asana. The eyes and hands of Ram Lalla was covered with a yellow cloth and is going to be unveiled on the 22nd of January. You can look at that picture on your screens right now. Ayodhya is all decked up. With just 3 days left for the Pran Pratishtha, preparations are in full swing in the temple town. India Today has accessed exclusive images of the preparations. Ornate pillars and intricate carvings are the highlights of this temple. The iconic golden doors and garbhagriha of Ram Mandir have also been installed. It is about 12 feet high and 8 feet wide. Constructed over 3 floors, the Ram Mandir has 392 pillars, 44 doors in its complex made of pristine white marble. Stage has been especially prepared for VIP invitees. With limited invitees in the presence of the Prime Minister, among other leaders, thousands of seers from across the country have been invited for the ceremony. Invitees also include families of the labourers who erected the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Gaurav Sawant is also now joining us. He joins us live from Ayodhya this morning. A very good morning to you as well, Gaurav. Give us a sense of the mood there, the preparations, the manner in which the temple town has just grabbed the headlines, and also the ceremonies which are essentially expected today in the run-up to the grand Pran Pratishtha ceremony just 3 days from now.
Well, there is tremendous excitement on ground here in Ayodhya, given the fact that Lord Ram's idol is finally in the garbhagriha. And, the politics around it, or it doesn't look like a 5-year-old child. Perhaps those, if they'd heard what the thought behind this idol was, it's a 5-year-old child's idol. The 5-year-old child who hasn't had the Yagopavit Sanskar as yet. The 5-year-old child where Balatva and Devatva are both visible on his face. That face remains covered. That's point one. Point two, if only those who are asking questions about where is that idol, here, the interviews of the management here on India Today, the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra Trust Chairman Ripendra Mishra spoke exclusively to India Today at the Shri Ram temple, and when I interviewed him, he very clearly said that both the idols, the one that's currently in the tent or a makeshift temple and this grand idol, they'll both be in the garbhagriha. It's on the 20th and the 21st that idol of Ram Lalla will be shifted from the makeshift temple and will be brought to this main temple, and both will be here permanently, one in front of the other, for devotees to see. This is a wait of 500 years that's finally coming to an end, where a grand Ram temple is coming up, and that's the excitement across Ayodhya and perhaps, those who believe in Lord Ram. Now, this was envisaged that here's a 5-year-old child, hasn't had the Yagopavit Sanskar as yet. That child is at the garbhagriha. Various experts had been consulted, from what the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra management and other officials tell me. There was a committee which commissioned 3 idols. One of the 3 idol of Arun Yogiraj has been selected. The other 2 are also with the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra, and both the idols will be in the garbhagriha. So there's excitement in Ayodhya with the Nagar Brahman of the idol. The other idol will also be taken around the city and then brought to the temple. Perhaps prayers at the makeshift temple will not take place on the 20th and the 21st for devotees from outside. Only those engaged in the task here would be there when the 2 idols are kept in the same garbhagriha, and subsequently on the 22nd, that Shubh Muhurt between 12:20 and 1 is when the Pran Pratishtha takes place, Neha.
Right. Gaurav, also, we were, discussing and talking about the invitees for this event. What's also extremely important and interesting at the same time is the fact that those laborers who've been involved in the reconstruction of the Ram temple here, their family members also form a part of the guest list. In fact, those people who've been involved in laying the foundation and building the grand temple at Ayodhya, the new temple, they are being acknowledged. Their work is being acknowledged in this fashion.
they've worked with such devotion in this temple. So the invitees, apart from the 3,000 plus, by some accounts close to 4,000 saints and seers and sages who will be here in the Ram temple. Now, it is believed that when you have a large congregation of saints and seers, every muhurt becomes extremely shubh, is what the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi temple main priest Acharya Satyendra Das told me in a conversation. So there'll be a large number of saints and seers, there'll be other VIPs, and there'll be the workers who were engaged in the task from the car seva in the 1990s till date. Those who've been engaged in the construction of the temple, they will also be there. Some of those workers I spoke to, Sneha, their point was that we've actually worked on this temple bare feet, because for us this wasn't work, this wasn't about money, this was about devotion to Lord Ram, and that's the way they worked on the temple. And this first image that's been accessed by India Today, all the workers who've installed that Divya Bhavya Vigraha or the Murti of Ram Lalla, if I may, they say they were bare feet. They did, from their heart, they didn't want to wear shoes in the garbhagriha, because that's the devotion, that's the culture, that's the civilizational ethos that they've been brought up on. And that is where they are hoping that on the 22nd, it will be a truly grand, a truly divine ceremony where Lord Ram's idol, the Pran Pratishtha, will take place. And then all the devotees of Lord Ram who waited, as Aishwarya was also mentioning, 500 years for this moment, they will be able to do a darshan of both the idols of Lord Ram, the one that's in the makeshift temple and this grand one that's come up.